What's up, guys? Mr. Knows Hoops back today with another video, and today I am here to discuss dominance, excellence, genuinely some of the greatest basketball I have ever seen in my life. Nikola Jokic is currently on track to get MVP number 4. Guys, it's disturbing just how incredible Jokic has been playing. He's been out of this world. So Nikola Jokic right now is averaging a triple-double. He's averaging 30, 14, and 12. And then you're like, okay, those are really good numbers, right? The rebounds and the scoring make sense, right? He's one of the best scorers in the league. He's nearly 7 foot, right? But then to cap it all off, he's 56% from the field, 56% from 3 on 4 a game, and then he's 84% from the line. So at this point, there's genuinely little to nothing that you can do to stop Nikola Jokic as an offensive player. This is probably some of the best, if not the best, offensive basketball I've seen. This stretch is remarkable. So without further ado, don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think. And let's get into it. We're on the road to 1K. You guys have been killing it lately. Share this with a Nuggets fan. Share this with a Jokic guy. Let's start with what Jokic has been able to do so well, and that's score the basketball. Even here, right? So they run the screen action, and everyone sort of bites down on Christian Braun. Gets the ball right back to Jokic, top of the key, wide open. And I think what Jokic has been doing so well to restore his free ball is not take them as aggressively. And even here, right? It's so easy to tap off PJ Washington to just drive into the rim. And then he can get into the post. Doubles the post. Gets Russ wide open. And then again, the thing about Jokic that's so deadly is he's always active. And what I mean by that is, obviously Jokic is not like a Giannis where he's running around active. But when that ball goes up towards that rim, he's always there ready to try and at least fight for the board. To try and get another offensive possession. Now, the defense is still a problem, so please, for the love of God, I am not in the mood for the comments of, and they say he's a bad defender, but he's not a good defender, guys. He swipes down at people when they drive, and otherwise he sort of stands and watches as people just go to the rim. He's not a good defender, and that's okay, because when you're basically doing what Russell Westbrook was doing, but on crack, yeah, I think you got it. And again, Jokic always being involved in just like what he is with this team, right? Because again, now they have to respect him as a passer, right? So, for example, with this play, Jokic very clearly indicates to Kyrie. So Kyrie tries to jump the shot, right? Indicates clearly the pass is happening. So then they both go over to try and stop the pass. Jokic then gets left open. Some of this is defensive breakdowns for sure. But still, it's the idea of manipulating the defense through Jokic's playmaking and that gravity. It's similar to Steph's 3. Because Jokic is so good at seeing the floor, people have to try and cut off the passing lanes and therefore cannot just go and aggressively hard double Jokic, right? So then he'll get a possession like this. He just completely big bodies him, right? Similar to Giannis. When he wants to get to that rim, he's going to get there. There's nothing you're going to do to stop this. And then, of course, the Jamal and Jokic PNR where he gets Kyrie on him, Luka comes over, it's Luka, and he gets the easy bucket, right? And that's the thing about Jokic that's so incredible. He makes it all just so seamless and effortless that it honestly just does not matter what you do because he's going to make it and make it look easy. And because he's such a dominant scorer, again, that's what makes him, I think, the best offensive player in the league. And it arguably isn't close at this point. Right, so Jokic will just drive casually, right? Gets Chet on him, comes over, waits, and that I think is important. The wait here, right? There's a lot of players that would have gonna, okay, open man, boom, but he waited. Russ comes over. This is a tough shot, by the way, right? And some of these assists, you might say, well, Emster, are they? You could do that for every player in the league. Jokic, again, backs it down. Russ is just left open, right? And Russ, the trust that Jokic has in Russ and just his teammates in general is something that I think should be commended for someone like Jokic, while still waiting, for his chance. Now, here's a really good example. So Russ is sitting, right? And as soon as SGA commits to doubling Jokic, immediately just overhead. Now, that's important, right? I think that's a big reason Jokic is just so different from everyone. He just so casually can toss it over. Like, if this was like even a Kobe or an MJ, you would see them have to jump to make the pass. Even a Halliburton, not that they're the same tier, but you get the point. Like, even some pass first point guards would have to jump or do something just so improbable to make it work, right? But Jokic, again, damn near 7 foot, knows exactly where to place the ball. He's like a quarterback. Like, what he can do as a playmaker, it's just unprecedented, right? Like, and then the full court heaves he can hit, which I think is important too, because in games when Denver struggles, what Jokic can then provide is transition buckets when not in transition. Like, I get here, like, this is a straight up a transition bucket, right? But we've seen Jokic just take it from the sideline anyway. It's just heave it to a guy cutting or driving, and it's just wide open. And they basically got a transition bucket where Jokic doesn't have to try and run back on defense and then ruin everything, right? And then right there, easy lay for Christian Braun. Like, that is, like, what he's been able to do for this team. It really is the definition of the most valuable player, because, like, what he's unlocked for these guys who I don't think a lot of people would have been high on, like a Peyton Watson, a Julian Strother, this kind of Russ. Obviously, you have MPJ and Jamal, so I think it would be nasty to try and include them in there, because obviously I think they were still good players before Jokic joined with them. Or, you know what I mean? Like, they're still good players independent of Jokic. Just the way they play in today's league. But still. Right? Like, Jokic can then just get the ball and, like, the guy's ball watching, right? And again, they go to double Jokic off the catch, which just leads to a wide open back door. And I want I dare someone who's not a Nuggets fan to tell me who this is. It's just as simple. Like, what Jokic does can be done with anybody. And that's what I think makes, right now, I don't think it's close. I don't think there's anyone even debating him right now for MVP. The only arguments you can make could be if SGA just goes nuclear, if the Thunder start, like, popping off without Chet, and then Shea just goes, okay, I'll go back to averaging like 32, 33, and then, you know, be hyper efficient while I do it, and then we'll still be the best team in basketball by record, by whatever, and then you have fun, right? And then finally, we're going to talk about Jokic as a rebounder. I mean, the dude's averaging a triple-double, and I think it's important, and you might say, but Emster, it's a rebound. In today's league, where the pace has gone up, transition is something that's so vital for so many offenses or defenses to either thrive or struggle. It's important when you get a guy that can give you 13 to 14 casually and then sometimes give you 20 to discuss what that value really is. So, for example, Poto comes over, right? Jokic does a great job sticking with him, right? Taps the ball, right? Goes into Poto. But again, Jokic doesn't give up. He doesn't just tap his hands and just, you know, like you'll see some NBA players, just basketball players in general, get frustrated, they'll clap, and then they'll move, right? But Jokic is always willing to go for the board. Like, Jokic doesn't jump, and that makes sense. Like, he's not a very athletic guy. He doesn't use his athleticism. But what he goes for in terms of just, like, fighting for boards, and especially on offense, right? Like, Jokic fighting down here. 3 people are on him. And he gets it back up, gets it again. Like, to get that many shots at the apple, it's something a lot of players don't get, a lot of teams don't get. So while I think Denver's offense is probably worse than it's been before, I think that Jokic has been able to help provide a buffer for it from completely just deflating and reaching a point of no return where you cannot use what's been going on. And I think that's important. And that's why I think, guys, Nikola Jokic, if you had to vote right now, like let's say the year ended right now, who are you voting for MVP? I think the answer has to be Nikola Jokic. I don't think right now there's not another answer. Anthony Davis has cooled off. Giannis is playing exceptional, but the team isn't good, playing well. Luka's been struggling. I mean, you could argue Tatum, but even then, like, they're not even technically the best team in the East, so the record argument might not be there. Donovan Mitchell and them, they're a group collective versus just like the one player is clearly showing his value to the team. KD's been hurt now, so it's hard to argue him. And Nikola Jokic has clearly been the MVP. So let me know what you guys think down below. Is Nikola Jokic your MVP? Do you think there's somebody else? Obviously, there's a chance that I think that the efficiency might cool off, at least from 3. I don't think he's going to stay 60% from 3. But let me know what you guys think down below. As always, this was Answer No Hoops. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, share this with a friend, anybody. And let's hit 1K, people. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Peace out.